Welcome back, friends, to another reading for the collective. My name's Ross. If you're new here, welcome. I post readings for the collective every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you found this, there might be something in this message that's meant for you. So let's tune in and see what the cards have to say. And we begin like we always do, very simply by taking 3 intentional breaths. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. 2 more times, breathing in and breathing out. And last time, breathing in and breathing out. So, what kind of guidance do you seek? What has brought you here? Whatever it is, I'm glad that you're here. Oh, full on the bottom. We're off to a good start. So, what does the collective need to know today? What can we tell them? Like I said, I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday, Tarot Tuesday, Tarot Thursday, and I tap into the energy of the collective beforehand to see what kind of information needs to be relayed. And so let's see what kind of information needs to be relayed. What? Ooh. Hmm. The world is yours. Make of it what you will. It's this idea that's coming through of you can be stuck in victim mentality, or you can realize that that is just an identity. Now, that's not to say that whatever it was that happened to you, whatever caused you to be victimized, didn't happen or wasn't true. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you have the choice, you have the power, whether you want to identify with that victim identity or if you want to use it as a springboard to launch yourself into higher realms, which is what we've got the world dancer doing here. They are surrounded by this wreath, could be a wreath of victory. Maybe you have already launched yourself from that victim mentality into something else. Maybe you're creating offerings based on whatever it was you were going through. Maybe you are presenting your own medicine. But I think this is a great card to start off with. Let's see what else is up. So, for the folks who are receiving the world or are stepping into a new world, that might be another apt kind of idea here. These folks are stepping into a new world. So, what are they looking for? What else are they looking for? 7 of Cups, one of my favorite cards. Cups, of course, being the symbol of water and emotions and a much more feminine quality than, say, the swords or the wands. But in this case, with this coming right after the world, it's this idea of how many different avenues your ideas can take. This is the card of terrible visions, or maybe just visions in this case. And there really is no limit to what you are able to perceive. And we've got everything here from, you know, we've got dragons and castles and things that are very almost fairy tale esque. We've got snake up here, symbol of knowledge and transformation. Another wreath here, symbol of victory. Jewels, literal, mm, tangible trinkets, little literal goods. Uh, Statue head, and the unnameable thing that is shrouded in mystery. And I would like to see what other cards come up, but right now it seems to be the idea of none of the ideas are wrong. It's great that you're having the ideas, but the invitation might be to choose one. Or maybe going off of the idea of launching yourself from that victim state into a more sovereign state. Maybe this is you just deciding which one of those identities you want to have, which one of those emotions you want to fulfill, which one of those fantasies you want to bring into your world. So, can we get some clearance or guidance? Clarity, that's the word I was looking for. We get some clarity on what it is the collective is moving through, the collective tuning in for this video, because we all know that the collective is shifting through quite a bit. You wanted to come out, you wanted to come out as well. And I think one more. There it is. Oh, two more. Doubling up. Okay, so we've seen these cards before. Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups. Kind of keep them like that. That's how they came up. And then Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, but it was reversed. Nine of Swords, Ten of Cups. So, just the fact that you're in a position where you're moving from that kind of victim mentality into a more sovereign place, that is in itself a gift. We could say it's a gift from God. Sure, that could be what the disembodied hand could mean here. But in this instance, in this particular situation, I feel like it's more of a gift from your higher self, or the self that was buried underneath all of the traumas and tragedies and victim mentality, that was always holding on to that gold coin that you never lost, despite all of the things that were tried to be put on you to snuff out your light, to cover up your shine. That held true. You've always been holding that. And now that you're rising above all of the gunk of your past, that inner part of you is able to offer that blessing to you again. Pentacles, of course, being the earth element, they deal with the material in the sense of money, sure, but also everything that exists in this 3D reality. So that kind of also supports the idea that whatever it is that you're rising above and transmuting is to be an offering. So, very good. Eight of Wands is what's known by the guy who did these, not Pamela Coleman Smith, the artist, but Waite, the guy who kind of redesigned them, recontextualized them, might be a better way of saying that. He described this card as arrows of love. It can also be seen as a journey reaching its end. Wands represent the fire element. They represent eagerness and motion for the sake of motion. So the idea of that energy being finally channeled into something purposeful and direct is apt here. However, it was reversed. And when we think of a reversed card, we can think of it as the opposite. We can think of it as some kind of energy blocking you from getting to the end. And this is just reading right now to me as analysis paralysis. Like, you've got all these wonderful ideas. Which one do you choose? Which iron do you take out of the fire to strike? And there really is no wrong choice, because going back to this, This is divinely guided. This is supported in the higher realms from your higher self, your inner agency, your inner truth. That inner sacred flame has always been burning for whatever it is. And you might not know what it is until you try everything. I would advise you, if you are a student of human design, to follow your strategy and authority and feel into that, because that might be a good way for you to discern which is appropriate for you. You might have to go through a bunch of dragon ideas and wreath ideas and jewel ideas before you realize, no, it was a castle on a hill all along. And I present human design as a way to distill this God given, self given gift, because if you're not able to decide, it can lead to a lot of mental anguish. I mean, this looks awful. Like, this is a very unpleasant situation to be in. All of these ideas, swords represent the wind element, they deal with thought, both what we're thinking and capital T, truth, thought, the thought of God, the thought of our Creator, the thought of our higher self, offering us whatever it is that we need or are ready to birth. And this is also one of my favorite cards. So, this is a good day for favorites, because despite all of the anguish, despite everything hanging over this character's head, literally and energetically and metaphorically, she is covered by the heavens and the earth. If you can see, this blanket has not only roses in it, but also the signs of the zodiac and constellations here. So this kind of goes along with the Pentacles energy. When you do find yourself in this position, if you're not able to follow your strategy and authority, or if you're not interested in learning human design, which I get, it's dense, the invitation here is to surround yourself with nature, with the more natural material things. I was thinking of a word that was opposite to man made. So this isn't an invitation to scroll Netflix or dissociate with any kind of media that way. This is take a walk, be by water, be in nature if you're able to. If you're able to do that, if you're able to separate yourself from your mental anguishes, then whatever it is a guaranteed success. This is a happy card. This is a celebration. We've got the adults happy, we've got the kids happy, and we've got the rainbow. We can think of the biblical story of how the rainbow was given by God to Noah after the flood to promise that he'd never do it again, which is, weird that an all loving God would have to make a promise that he would never destroy his creation, his planet, ever again. But that just goes to show how mm, confuddled religion can become, or any kind of distillation or interpretation of something that cannot be named. We've called it God here a few times, but it could just be consciousness, higher self, higher wisdom, infinite intelligence. Choose your own adventure, whatever floats your boat. But a happy outcome to all things is guaranteed, no matter where you are on that journey. So it just seems to be that the invitation is to entertain all of your fantasies. See which ones really resonate with you, which ones light you up, which ones bring you joy. Or conversely, see which ones don't light you up. Like, maybe the invitation is there to be a politician, for instance, and every part of you kind of flinches and contracts at that. So that's giving you great information of where to point your arrow of awareness to. Uh, follow that inner guidance and don't let the hmm, don't let the perceived importance, and I'm saying that in air quotes, don't let the perceived importance of your offering delay you from offering your offering. And I say importance in quotations because it is important. It's very important that you are offering your gifts, and the world needs it. We're happy for it. But like I said, this can lead to analysis paralysis, the idea that, oh, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. And the adage that comes to mind as I'm saying that is, how's it go? Fire, aim, ready. Just try it. Just try a thing, listen to that inner authority, and decide, all right, I'm going to focus on snakes for a while and see if that lights you up or see if that causes you more mental anguish. And if it does, drop it. Just because you have an idea doesn't mean you have to stick with it, especially if it's not lighting you up, especially if it's causing you more harm mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually than good. And if you are able to do that, or even if you're not able to do that, regardless, a happy outcome is guaranteed. So either you stop fighting with yourself, stop playing into your thoughts, and allow the goodness to flow, or you paddle upstream to get to the goodness that's just waiting for you to let go of the oars and float. So let's get some wisdom from Hafiz to summarize all of this, or put an end cap to it. So, what's a way that we can summarize this reading for the folks at home so that it really lands, that it really lands for the folks that are meant to hear it? Oh boy, we are blessed today, and perfect. We've got, can you see that? Relax. Number 11. 11 might be relevant for you. 16. Create. And 43. Have courage. And before I even read these wonderful little the information from this little book, I just want to say here that this is kind of already speaking about what I was saying as far as, relax into the creative process, allow yourself to not get so hung up on it having to be right or the perceived importance of it all, and then just create as if you were a child just doing things to do things. There doesn't have to be any kind of uh, product or productive output. That's old thinking. That's the wheezing beast of capitalism needling at your mind, saying that your worth is related to your output. We're moving beyond that paradigm now. That's not how we play anymore. And both the act of creation and stepping outside of those paradigms requires courage. So that's my uh, non Hafiz insight. So let's see what they say. Relax. The moon, so relaxed and knowing, people can say anything about her and she won't mind a bit. Like Hafiz these days. It's time for some good old fashioned self care. Not the kind the world would like you to buy into like spa retreats, just the self care Mother Nature herself has provided for millennia. The moon, the stars, the trees, the wind. Relax, unwind, seek nature's embrace to reclaim your inner wild self, alive and blooming and perfectly at ease with all that is. That inner wild self reminds me of the higher self, inner agency being offering this golden coin, this gift. 16, create. It can be a wonderful joy creating. A synergy is there. The sweet, centering grit of purpose can move through your veins and make you glad to be alive. Now is the time to seek the nourishment of creation. The ecstasies and agonies of life are listless things until they flow through you, alchemically changing from experience to art during the act of creating. You are an artist, and life is your canvas. So, whether you choose to create a sculpture, a poem, a dance, a new thought, a fresh belief, or a unique perspective, you have the power to change the world inside and around you through your unique creations. Last but not least, 43. Have courage. Every moment is courage and hope. It is better to have courage than to have regret. In the long run, one is far more costly than the other. Courage is the open heartedness it takes to be present in the world, even while afraid. Having the heart to forgive when no one asks. Possessing the daring to try something new, even when afraid of ridicule or rejection. Embody the love of curiosity and compassion when everything in your world insists on smallness and predictability. These are the ways of the everyday heroine on her journey to an authentic, wholehearted life. I don't think I can say anything better that'll sum this up. So take this if it resonates. If not, pass it along to someone who might get something from it. And I will see you back here next Tuesday and Thursday. And as always, I wish you nothing but peace, love, and happiness going forward. Take care, friends.